Hello guys, welcome to another video from our channel. Here's Hazard Materials Exam 1. In this video we will provide you with all the questions and answers needed in order to pass. Here you will able to study and thus prepare for your examination. If this video is helpful, make sure you give it a thumbs up, comment below, and don't forget to subscribe for more educational videos. Commercial driver's license, practice test, hazardous materials, hazmat. Question: how many different hazard classes are there? Option number 1, 10. Option number 2, 9. Option number 3, 23. Option number 4, 24. The answer is option number 2, 9. Question: what placard must be used with an inhalation hazard load? Option number 1, radioactive. Option number 2, dangerous. Option number 3, poison or inhalation hazard. Option number 4, flammable. The answer is option number 3, poison or inhalation hazard. Question: you may not park a vehicle carrying hazardous materials within feet of an open fire. Option number 1, 300. Option number 2, 200. Option number 3, 150. Option number 4, 100. The answer is option number 1, 300. Question: which signals may be used to warn of a stopped vehicle that contains explosives? Option number 1, signal fires. Option number 2, flares or fusees. Option number 3, reflective triangles. Option number 4, all of the above. The answer is option number 3, reflective triangles. Question: a properly prepared uniform hazardous waste manifest? Option number 1, must be signed and carried by anyone transporting a hazardous waste. Option number 2, is required only if there is a loss of cargo during transport. Option number 3, is the same as any other shipping paper. Option number 4, is definitely useless form and is not required. The answer is option number 1, must be signed and carried by anyone transporting a hazardous waste. Question: when is it necessary to ground the trailer? Option number 1, only when filling a trailer with explosives. Option number 2, only when unloading a cargo tank filled with any flammable liquid. Option number 3, when filling or unloading any flammable liquid tank, ground must be maintained until filling hole is properly closed. Option number 4, never required. The answer is option number 3, when filling or unloading any flammable liquid tank, ground must be maintained until filling hole is properly closed. Question: the total transport index of all radioactive material packages in a single vehicle must not exceed Option number 1, 10. Option number 2, 50. Option number 3, 25. Option number 4, 30. The answer is option number 2, 50. Question: one of these shipping paper descriptions for a hazardous material is in the right order. Which one is it? Option number 1, hydrogen bromide, non-flammable gas, UN 1048. Option number 2, corrosive material, hydrochloric acid, UN 1798. Option number 3, UN 1787, hydriodic acid, corrosive material. Option number 4, hexane, UN 1208, flammable liquid. The answer is option number 3, UN 1787, hydriodic acid, corrosive material. Question: some hazardous materials may not be loaded together with other hazardous materials. The prohibited combinations are listed in the option number 1, hazardous materials table. Option number 2, hazardous waste manifest. Option number 3, segregation and separation chart. Option number 4, list of hazardous materials and reportable quantities. The answer is option number 3, segregation and separation chart. Question: if you are hauling hazardous materials and have tires on your vehicle, you must stop and check them every time you park. Option number 1, dual. Option number 2, radial. Option number 3, bias. Option number 4, treaded. The answer is option number 1, dual. Question: a transport index relates to products that are option number 1, meant for human consumption. Option number 2, liquid. Option number 3, radioactive. Option number 4, overweight. The answer is option number 3, radioactive. Question: the basic shipment of a hazardous product must include option number 1, the product's name and identification number. Option number 2, the proper shipping name and the hazard class. Option number 3, the proper shipping name, hazard class and identification number. Option number 4, the shipper's name, the hazard class and a placard. The answer is option number 3, the proper shipping name, hazard class and identification number. Question: if you are in an accident involving hazardous materials, you should option number 1, try to put out any fires. Option number 2, move leaking material out of the way. Option number 3, send someone for help and warn others of the danger. Option number 4, move your tractor away from the scene. The answer is option number 3, send someone for help and warn others of the danger. Question: which of the following statements about radioactive labels is true? Option number 1, yellow 3 indicates the highest level of radioactivity. Option number 2, yellow 2 indicates the highest level of radioactivity. Option number 3, white eye indicates the highest level of radioactivity. Option number 4, black 3 indicates the highest level of radioactivity. The answer is option number 1, yellow 3 indicates the highest level of radioactivity. Question: if the hazardous materials are classified as forbidden, you should? Option number 1, take special caution in transporting the material. Option number 2, remove the placards from the trailer. Option number 3, refuse the load. Option number 4, place the materials in the front of the trailer. The answer is option number 3, refuse the load. Question: when transporting explosives you may not park. Option number 1, within 5 feet of the traveled part of the road. Option number 2, within 300 feet of a tunnel. Option number 3, near an open fire. Option number 4, all of the above. The answer is option number 4, all of the above. Question: you must carry a gas mask with you when transporting? Option number 1, flammable materials. Option number 2, chlorine. Option number 3, poison. Option number 4, liquid gas. The answer is option number 2, chlorine. Question: the product ID markings on a tank must be? Option number 1, black 4-digit numbers on orange panels. Option number 2, orange 4-digit numbers on black panels. Option number 3, green 4-digit numbers on white panels. Option number 4, white 4-digit numbers on orange panels. The answer is option number 1, black 4-digit numbers on orange panels. Question: a placard must be placed? Option number 1, at least 3 inches away from any other markings. Option number 2, 3 inches from the back of the trailer. Option number 3, 3 inches from the bottom or the trailer. Option number 4, 3 inches from the front of the trailer. The answer is option number 1, at least 3 inches away from any other markings. Question: the hazard class of all materials specifies? Option number 1, how heavy the material is. Option number 2, how much of the material is on your trailer. Option number 3, the risks associated with the materials. Option number 4, how flammable the material is. The answer is option number 3, the risks associated with the materials. Question: the hazardous waste manifest should be? Option number 1, stored in the glove compartment. Option number 2, kept with the driver at all times. Option number 3, the same as all other paperwork. Option number 4, tabbed differently and kept on top of all other paperwork. The answer is option number 4, tabbed differently and kept on top of all other paperwork. Question: if the words inhalation hazard appear on the shipping papers, you need option number 1, placards designating a poison gas. Option number 2, placards designating a hazardous substance. Option number 3, a gas mask in the cab of your truck. Option number 4, all of the above. The answer is option number 1, placards designating a poison gas. Question: a driver that hauls hazardous materials must attend training every? Option number 1, 3 years. Option number 2, 2 years. Option number 3, 1 year. Option number 4, none of the above. The answer is option number 1, 3 years. Question: when a spill occurs of an RQ substance the carrier has within, to report the spill. Option number 1, 1 week. Option number 2, 2 weeks. Option number 3, 30 days. Option number 4, 60 days. The answer is option number 3, 30 days. Question: to find out if a shipment includes a hazardous material, you should? Option number 1, open and inspect every package and container. Option number 2, look at the shipping papers. Option number 3, check for a fence around the loading dock. Option number 4, ask the driver. The answer is option number 2, look at the shipping papers. Question: when hauling hazardous materials, you must stop your vehicle and check any dual tires at least once every, whichever is less. Option number 1, 1 hour or 50 miles. Option number 2, 2 hours or 100 miles. Option number 3, 3 hours or 150 miles. Option number 4, none of the above. The answer is option number 2, 2 hours or 100 miles. Question: which of the following choices is a hazard class you are not allowed to smoke around? Option number 1, oxidizers. Option number 2, flammables. Option number 3, explosives. Option number 4, all of the above. The answer is option number 4, all of the above. Question: shipping papers must always be kept in one place when driving with hazardous materials. Where when wearing your seat belt? Option number 1, on the driver's seat at all times. Option number 2, within reach at all times. Option number 3, in a pouch on the driver's door. Option number 4, both option number 2 and 3 above. The answer is option number 4, both option number 2 and 3 above. Question: the designation RQ identifies the materials? Option number 1, reference quotient. Option number 2, regulatory quantity. Option number 3, reportable quantity. Option number 4, regulatory quotient. The answer is option number 3, reportable quantity. Question: what is the status of vehicle brakes when hazardous materials are being loaded? Option number 1, all brakes should be released. Option number 2, the parking brakes should be set. Option number 3, all brakes should be locked. Option number 4, wheel chocks should be in place. The answer is option number 2, the parking brakes should be set.